while the sun was far away. He thought about returning, but what he didn't know was that someone was already looking for him. Not with anger, not with rejection, but with expectation. Because the love of a father doesn't forget. It watches. Every morning he walked that hill, standing quiet, standing still, looking down that dusty road, hoping to see the one he'd lost. Neighbors whispered, let him go. Time will heal what you don't know, but a father's heart don't heal that way. It waits, it watches every day. Not counting wrongs, not closing doors. Love kept looking beyond the shores. Every sunset, every dawn, he held on to what was gone. The father's still watching, eyes on the road, waiting for the one who chose to go. Not with anger, not with shame, but love still calling his name. Yeah, the Father's still watching. Love never turned away. Through every season, through every year, hope stood stronger than the fear. No word received, no sign at all. Still he believed he'd hear that call. And far away on a broken path, a son was walking through the past, not knowing every step he made was leading him to where love stayed. Before the words, before the plea, before the fall to his knees, love had already made the choice to recognize that distant voice. The Father's still watching, scanning the land, longing to reach out his hand. Not for perfection, not for pride, but for the son who once stood by his side. Yeah, the Father's still watching. Love wasn't ready to run. Then one day, through distant light, a shadow moved in trembling sight. Not strong, not proud, barely a man, but love knew him before he ran. No hesitation, no delay. The Father rose and ran that way. Before a word, before a sound, grace was already covering ground. Before I spoke, before I cried, love had already stepped outside. Yeah, the Father's still watching. Now I can see he never stopped waiting for me. Every step I thought was alone was leading me back home. Yeah, the Father's still watching, and love was always near. So if you think you've gone too far, just look again, because somewhere love is still watching.
Some people think God only moves in the light.
the truth is, he does his deepest work in the dark. When no one sees you, when no one hears you, that's when the shepherd walks the longest road, because love doesn't wait for daylight to come find you. Shepherd in the night, shepherd in the night, shepherd in the night, shepherd in the night. Ooh, yeah. Moonlight falling on broken ground, no familiar voice, no shepherd sound. I wandered far past where I knew, lost in a place where hope withdrew. Every step felt further away from the truth I used to say. Silence wrapped around my fear, like no one knew that I was here. But somewhere deeper than my fall, a voice was still calling through it all. Not loud, not forced, but steady and true. A love I couldn't outrun, even if I tried to. Shepherd in the night, walking through my dark, calling out my name, reaching for my heart. Through the valleys deep, where shadows fight, love came searching. Shepherd in the night, shepherd in the night, shepherd in the night. You came and found me there. Thorns had torn what I used to be. Regret was chaining every step in reach. No strength left, no path to see, just the weight of what I couldn't be. But you didn't wait for me to rise, didn't turn away from my disguise. You stepped into the mess I made and stood where all my fear had stayed. No distance far, no darkness wide could ever make your love subside. Even when I lost my way, you were already on your way. Shepherd in the night, searching through the pain, calling me back again and again. No place too far, no soul out of sight. Love kept moving through the night. Yeah, shepherd in the night. You never gave up on me. Then I heard it clearer than before, not just a whisper, but something more. A voice that parried oath, truth, and grace, calling me out of my hiding place. You didn't ask me to fix my past, you just found me at last. And in that moment, weak and undone, I realized I was the one, not abandoned, not alone. Even in the dark, I was known. Shepherd in the night, now I can see every step you took was leading to me. Through every shadow, through every fight, love never stopped in the night. Shepherd in the night, shepherd in the night. You carried me back home. So if I ever lose my way and darkness tries to make me stay, I'll remember who walks through the night, and I won't be afraid. Shepherd in the night. There's a place where pride will take you further than you ever planned to go. A place where money runs out, friends disappear, and the silence gets loud. Prodigal thought freedom was leaving, but freedom wasn't in the leaving, it was in the returning. And sometimes God lets you feel the emptiness, so you can remember where home is. Left my father's house with silver in my hand, chasing every dream I thought I had planned. Bright city lights, voices calling my name. Didn't know I was dancing with shame. Spent every coin like it would never end. Bought me laughter, bought me friends, but when the money dried like desert sand, so did every outstretched hand. The music faded, the lights grew dim, the road I chose closed in on him. No place left, no one to call, just the echo of a father I left behind it all. Pigpen blues, down in the mud and the mire, trading my soul for temporary fire. Hungry and broken, lost and confused, living a life I can no longer choose. Yeah, Pigpen blues. I fell further than I knew. Feeding the swine in a foreign land, starving while holding another man's plan, watching them eat what I couldn't touch. Never thought I'd fall this much. The smell of regret on everything I wore, the weight of choices I couldn't ignore. And in that place where dignity dies, truth finally opened my eyes. How many servants in my father's house have bread enough while I'm cast out? Something broke, something turned, a memory of love I hadn't unlearned. Pigpen blues, covered in failure and shame. No one to call, no one to blame. Empty and aching, nowhere to run, but the thought of my father had just begun. Yeah, Pigpen blues. But something inside me moved. I said, I'll rise, I'll go back home, even if I stand there all alone. Not as a son, just a servant's place. If I can just see my father's face, from the mud to a broken prayer, hope started breathing in that despair. 'Cause the lowest place I had been was where returning could begin. Sometimes you gotta hit the ground to hear redemption sound. Yeah, Pigpen blues, but I'm not staying here. Something's calling, drawing near. From the mud to the road I choose, grace is pulling me out of these blues. Yeah, Pigpen blues, but I'm going home. And if I took the road that led me wrong, there's still a road that leads me home. And the same voice I tried to lose is calling me out of these blues. Pigpen blues, but I'm gone. staying becomes greater than the fear of returning. The prodigal didn't change when he got cleaned up. He changed when he made a decision. I will arise. Because redemption doesn't begin at the Father's house. It begins in the heart that turns. Sitting in the dust of what I become, counting regrets one by one. No strength left, no pride to defend, just broken pieces I couldn't mend. But somewhere deeper than all my shame, I remembered my Father still knew my name. Not as I was, but as I'd been. Before I wandered deep in sin, I will arise, the words came slow, like life returning to a dying soul. I'll go back home, I'll take my place, even at least before His face. I'll arise and go home, though I'm unworthy still, with nothing to offer, just broken will. No excuses left, no pride to defend, just a heart that's ready to bend. Yeah, I'll arise and go home, where love remembers my name. Yeah. Each step forward felt heavy with truth, facing the man I had become in my youth, rehearsing words I hoped to say, hoping my Father wouldn't turn away. I've sinned against heaven, against you, a confession I knew I had to go through. But even in fear, something burned inside, a hope I thought I lost when I walked away in pride. The road was long, but grace was near. Every step carried both hope and fear, 'cause even when I lost my way, love never forgot where I would stay. I'll arise and go home, not as I used to be, but as someone desperate to be set free. No claim to sonship, no right to stand, just mercy I don't understand. Yeah, I'll arise and go home, trust in love will receive me. Not because I'm worthy now, not because I figured out how, but because something still calls my name through every failure, through every shame. If there's still a place, I'll find my way. If there's still grace, I'll kneel and stay. From the mud to the road I choose, I'm leaving behind these big pen blues. The turning point was not the embrace, it was the step toward His face. I'll arise and go home. Now I believe there's more to love than what I can see, from broken past to mercy unknown. Grace is leading me back home. Yeah, I'll arise and go home, and I won't turn back again. And if the road is long and slow, I'll keep walking, because I know the Father is waiting for me. For me. We often think God stays with the many, that He blesses the strong, the gathered, the ones who stay. But Jesus told a different story about a shepherd who would leave the 99 just to find one. Out on the hills where the wild winds cry, one sheep wandered lost from the line. 99 still safe in the fold, but one was missing out in the cold. No one noticed, no one called, just one more soul that slipped and fell. But somewhere deeper than human sight, a shepherd felt it in the night. Not counting numbers, not satisfied. Love doesn't rest when one is outside. The silence of one missing voice was enough to make heaven move by choice. 99 still safe, but one is on his mind. Love will leave the minute just to find the one who wandered, the one who fell, the one too lost for words to tell. Yeah, 99 still safe, but grace is chasing one. Through thorns and valleys, through darkest night, the shepherd walked beyond the light. No fear of danger, no turning back, just love determined on a single track. The world might say just let it go, but heaven doesn't love like we know. Every step through Shadowland was guided by the shepherd's hand. No distance far, no path too steep. Love will search for every sheep, not driven by gain, not driven by pride, but by a heart that won't divide. 99 still safe, but one is worth it all. Heaven will answer when one soul calls. No mountain too high, no valley too deep. The shepherd will go where the lost one weeps. Yeah, 99 still safe, but love won't leave one behind. And when he found me broken and weak, no words left, no strength to speak. He didn't scold, he didn't condemn, he just lifted me up and carried me in. Placed on his shoulders, close to his heart, like I was never truly apart. Every step back, joy in his breath, love stronger than wandering or death. Not forgotten, not forsaken, just pursued until I'm taken. 99 still safe, but now I understand. I was the one he held in his hands, not because I deserved his grace, but because love refused to be replaced. Yeah. But heaven rejoiced for me. And if I ever lose my way again, I know how this story ends. The shepherd will come again. Heaven doesn't stay silent when one comes home. It doesn't whisper, it rejoices. Because redemption is not just about being found, it's about being restored and welcomed. And when the Father receives you, He doesn't set a table for shame. He prepares a feast. Music rising through the Father's house, joy breaking out all around. What was lost has now been found. Grace is lifting every sound. Table set with mercy and love, blessings flowing from above. Not a memory of what had been, just celebration pouring in.
No more distance,
no more fear.
the one who was lost is standing here.
And heaven itself begins to sing, because love has done its thing. A feast for the return. Heaven rejoices loud. Grace has lifted the broken from the ground, not just forgiven, but fully restored. Welcome back by the heart of the Lord, yeah. A feast for the return.
Love is celebrating now.
Every tear now turned to song, every weakness made strong. The house once quiet now alive, because mercy has arrived. No more hunger, no more shame, no more living without a name. What was lost in distant lands, now restored by loving hands.
Not by effort,
Not by might,
but by love that made things right.
and every soul that comes back home finds they were never alone. A feast for the return, joy beyond the pain. Grace has broken every chain, from the far off road to the Father's side. Love has brought us back alive, yeah. A feast for the return.
Heaven is alive with praise.
Heaven rejoices when one comes home, no longer lost, no longer alone.
Rejoice, rejoice,
The lost is found,
chains are broken.
names restored,
Welcome back.
to the house of the Lord. Rejoice, rejoice.
Grace abound.
I thought I'd come back with nothing left, but I walked into a feast instead. That's the kind of love that only heaven gives. A feast for the return. Now I understand. Grace has brought me to this land. From broken roads to a royal place, I'm standing here because of grace, yeah. A feast for the return, and I will never leave again. So if you're still out on that road, come back home. There's a table waiting,
Come back home.
a feast prepared.
Come back home.
For you.
Come back home.
For you. The son came back with a speech prepared, ready to beg, ready to earn, ready to settle for less than what he once had. But grace doesn't negotiate like that, because when the Father restores, he doesn't restore halfway. He restores completely. I barely made it down that road, heart full of shame, carrying my load. Words rehearsed in trembling breath, expecting judgment, expecting less. But before I spoke, before I could say I'm not worthy, or look away, arms wrapped around what I had been, like I had never walked in sin. No questions asked, no distance kept, only love that ran and wept. The past fell off in that embrace. I was standing face to face with the rays. Oh, ring and mercy
Placed on me,
not what I earned,
but what loves He.
covered in grace,
But in grace,
restored in name, no longer lost, no longer ashamed. Yeah, oh, ring and mercy. The Father brought me back to life. Bring the best robe, I heard Him say. Let my son wear what was his one day. Not second best, not cast aside, but honor restored and identity revived. A ring on my hand, authority given, not just forgiven, but welcomed in. Sandals on feet that walked away, now standing firm where love will stay. Not a servant, not outside, but back in the house, right by His side. What I thought was lost for good
what I thought was lost for good,
was waiting in the Father's love. Oh, bring Him mercy.
covered my fall,
Grace didn't just save me
restored it all.
from broken past to royal place. I'm standing here because of grace. Yeah,
Oh, bring and mercy,
love has rewritten my story.
oh, bringing my story, oh, bringing my story, oh, bringing my story.
Kill the fatted calf, let the feast begin. This my son was lost in sin,
Alive again,
alive again.
alive again,
He was dead,
alive again.
but now He lives,
Grace has given what none could give.
alive again,
Again,
alive again.
again,
I came back broken, but I didn't stay that way, because the love I ran from ran to me that day. Oh, ring and mercy.
oh, bring and mercy,
Now I stand restored,
oh, bring and mercy.
not by my works, but by my Lord. From the far off land to the Father's side, grace has brought me back alive. Yeah,
Oh, bring and mercy,
forever I belong.
oh, bring and mercy,
I thought I'd come back as a servant,
and mercy.
but you're a son. I thought I lost it all, but love has won.